Joey BadA just jumped out the window.
Who's that? No, I'm just...
So Joey BadA released a freestyle over the Ruler's Back, the Jay-Z beat. He said, too much West Coast dick licking. East Coast nigga till I die. It's clear who the heir apparent king of NY. So in y'all's opinion, was this a diss? Or was he just saying, hey, you East Coast niggas is dick riding the West Coast too tough? We New York, let's get back to New York. Y'all banging the West Coast gangs. Y'all talking like the West. We used to have our own gangs. We used to hustle. Because if you know anything about hip hop, True Life actually went on a whole campaign before he went to jail back in the day about this very same thing in the early 2000s when gang banging got really big on the East Coast, when the blood thing just exploded. And True Life was saying the same thing back then. And if you don't know, the too much West Coast dick licking is a reference to Jay-Z's lyrics from the 22-2 song. He said the very same thing. So do you guys take this as a diss, or is he actually dissing the East Coast?
I don't know. Cuz sounded very much like a hater at this moment in time. Only because you can use the Jay reference, because Jay wasn't sounding like a hater when he said it, as far as the lines that he was using. But right now, the West Coast is making noise and creating that energy right now that is in music. And I feel like he's feeling some type of way, because who's really West Coast dick licking? We've been getting hated on since the beginning of time. Kendrick pointed this out. Everybody's been pointing it out. We've all been acknowledging it. Now the West Coast is making noise. A nigga come out with some lines like this. You could have just checked the East Coast on some other shit and just spoke how you felt about your side of town. West Coast for life, nigga. You could be East Coast for life.
I agree.
But so it's like, nigga, what was the purpose of that?
I agree, it's that, and I think it's a little bit of knowing if you attach yourself to the West Coast right now, you're gonna go viral. Because he's been, at least for me, MIA for a minute. So
right now you got niggas up like us talking about it.
Last time I was really rocking with bro was, I don't know if you ever heard the song 500 Bins, but great song by Joey BadA. It's just shock value. I don't think he really dissing Kendrick Lamar or the West Coast, the type of person he has been, at least what we know, a rapper he's been. I don't really see it that way. I think he's just trying to get some buzz going and get himself back in the limelight a little bit. That's how I look at it.
Basically, it's just hip hop is cyclic, right? It goes around. When 50 was hot, niggas, I was beating up niggas wearing them 50 G-Unit wife beaters and trying to come with the do-rag looking like 50 and shit. I mean, whoever's hot at the moment, everybody, everywhere is going to be on that person, right? The South for a long time, when you have people coming out of there who was like when Drake and Wayne and all them was popping, niggas from the West Coast walking down the street rapping Wayne lyrics, niggas in New York. So it's just whoever's hot. And right now, the West Coast is what's hot right now. And then somebody's going to come from New York or the South or whatever, or Chicago or something, and they're going to be hot for a while, then everybody's going to be on that. So I think he's just trying to get his little notoriety or his little recognition by name dropping or saying some things that could be taken as offensive to the West Coast. But at this point, the coast-to-coast beef stuff, that's never going to get resurrected, because you got people in the West Coast whose favorite rapper is East Coast rapper. Mm-hmm. You got niggas on the East Coast, favorite rapper. I remember when I was in New York, niggas, I love Snoop Dogg, nigga, I love Kobe and shit. I'm like, what? I'm thinking everybody going to be like, we hate the Lakers and we hate Dr. Drake.
Kobe from Philly, though.
But I mean,
he known for LA.
But they wearing Laker jerseys, niggas. But like, for real, I'm at the courts, they got Lakers shit on. I'm like, so it doesn't matter. Joey BadA, you're too smart for that. You know, he's a pretty, like, conscious rapper. He's pretty intelligent. I think it's beneath him to do that. But if it's entertaining, I mean, that's Joey, the industry they're in.
I think it speaks to how the West is able to ignite that competitive spirit, though, in rap, always. I think we've always been able to ignite that spirit amongst all coasts of rap. I think so.
No, what it shows is these niggas hating, like Messiah said, nigga, because why not just release a song without mentioning the West Coast at all? Kendrick's about to perform in the Super Bowl. He's beefing with Drake, who was the biggest artist of the game at the time. So anything you say about the West Coast is going to get micro-analyzed, and he knows this. And his name just came in the media when he had a fight in some store in New York.
Oh, yeah, he
right?
did.
So he was trending on Twitter for a little bit. So I believe he took this moment to keep his name trending. Like, it could be taken as a diss, But then it couldn't be taken as a diss because it's a reference to an old song
And you
by
use Jay-Z
Jay-Z.
beat, but that's like a cop out.
And you use Jay-Z beat. So it's passive aggressive. It's a cop-out. Because if niggas get on your helmet, you gonna say, man, I wasn't pressing the West Coast. I was really pressing the East Coast. Telling them niggas, let's get original again. So he knew what the fuck he was doing.
Because in what context do you mean when you say that? Because who else is really, according to the East Coast, a lot of them don't listen to our music.
Yeah, they've been
So
hating on it. We just
who are
had a
you
conversation on
referencing
that.
when you West Coast dick licking or doing whatever?
Because they hate Kendrick. A lot of them niggas hate Kendrick right now.
In New
Just
York,
what I'm saying though, man. We were just out there. Them niggas wasn't really playing too much, no West Coast, nothing unless we was
Facts.
playing it.
I was just literally
Yeah.
out there. So the only West Coast music they really play is if they bang a West Coast hood and then that hood has a known rapper. That hood individually will play their rapper because a lot of their hood info comes via rappers and shit, especially the rappers who go out there to collab. So other than that, you're not really hearing the West Coast in New York. So what are you talking about? Put a name on it, nigga. Because this is 2025, bro. All that clickbait, clout chase shit, that shit is a rap, nigga. YouTube just said no clickbait. Stop clickbaiting. That's not gonna get you hot. If you hot, make hot music, and that's gonna get you hot. If you can't get hot with hot music, you're just not hot, nigga. Go act, go get back in power, go do something else to stay relevant, nigga. The bitches like you, go model. But playing with the West, that's not something you wanna do right now. Leave that shit alone before somebody take offense and your shit get ended, nigga. Period, point blank.